to the School of Xmas Ball of Flame. Early January 1990, I was 3 years into a mortgage and I had a 1-year-old child when the brewery in Faversham, where I worked as a laboratory technician in quality control, was earmarked for rapid closure following a report from the Monopolies and Mergers Commission disentangling breweries from their tied outlets. I was lucky enough to be offered a technician role in the chemistry department, though my A-level chemistry was 15 years lapsed. 2 years of HNC and much hard-won experience at the bench, learning the ins and outs of the experiments, remedied that. And after 5 years, I was conversant with virtually every aspect of the practical work, and with each experiment in the old wooden laboratory. Some of you may remember that. At that stage, the labs were organised in a much more free-form pattern. Students drifted in on their practical days anywhere between 10 o'clock and 4 o'clock, and the demonstrators used to sit around reading newspapers and complaining of boredom. An audible sigh of relief was often heard from all at the end of the year. "I never want to do any lab work ever again," was a frequent comment. I was by then confident enough to take a hands-on approach to the practical experience of the student body as a whole, and began to take an active role helping demonstrate techniques and solving problems. This was a productive use of my time, helping me to improve the experiments, even make some of them work. In those days, we didn't have technical staff with qualifications and experience outstripping PhD demonstrators. Oh, sorry, that's outstripping PhD demonstrators. But I still felt that much satisfaction could be achieved by deeper penetration into the wet labs, and I applied myself wholeheartedly to this objective. Within a very few years, there was a noticeably positive change in the engagement of demonstrating postgraduates. Gone was the lacklustre interaction, and in its place, a desire to push students to new heights and achievements. I feel that I contributed a small part to this newfound enthusiasm. Many of those postgraduates still populated past humorous comments on my Facebook page and are long-term dear friends, alongside a select number of undergraduates who have made my days here that bit merrier. As I have honed my art, they have owned my heart.
Cute here. Cute here.
Where'd that one come from? It's worth noting that this model of practical interaction is not followed in the School of Bioscience, where technical staff maintain a discrete distance from student activities on laboratory days. It will be interesting to see how these two opposed approaches combine when the planned coalition of the schools goes ahead. The job itself has allowed me to invent, create, construct, design, commission, experiment, devise, structure, organise, reorganise, and frankly, play around with whatever takes my fancy. And you can't say that about many occupations.
Who pays for it?
Still play. I'm a master databaser, spreadsheet and page layout ninja, a laminator and guillotine extraordinaire. And if I had a trumpet, I'd be blowing my cheeks out on it right now. Over the years, I have known and loved many good people and had to say reluctant goodbyes under various waves of voluntary and compulsory redundancy or early retirement. Ray Roots, Tony Ackland, Stephen Brock, the glassblowers, Kevin, the home electronics buff, Ray and Don from mechanical workshops, Big Nige, the giant who was instrumental in helping me during a period of very dramatic change in the department, to be rewarded by a voluntary redundancy. His fifth in an illustrious career, narrowly consulting me as I told him to delay his decision until after the weekend. But he saw the writing on the wall and left. 1 or 2 deaths, along the way including Sarah Wallace, who died in Iraq. Sad news, shocking in fact. The tree outside Ingram was planted in her memory. And incidentally, the plaque now has vanished. As I said earlier, the present technical staff look on paper to be academically overqualified, and they bring a wealth of experience outside of academia to their role. That can only be a good thing for the future, and I'm sure they will grasp the nettle firmly with both horns as they continue to handle the challenges facing them. Finally, as Professor Mason, our esteemed head of school, remarked about the inestimable Bernard in today's missive, I hope that I too have widely disseminated my DNA for the benefit of all in my own area, and that it's been gratefully received. So, many thanks for nearly 30 years on the chemistry and physical sciences roller coaster, and may I wish everyone here Good fortune with your future carers. Thank you very much.